Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Varun Tahin. In the previous session we had started with first part of our data extraction through text files and also seen how do we get data through RDBMS and also through web scraping of websites. Please check that video if you haven't yet. I have provided the link in the description, or you can click the eye icon at the top right corner of the screen. Now in today's session, we will see how to get data from publicly available APIs using the request module and also how to read PDF files in Python. So let's start. So have you guys ever wondered how do people get the statistics or data published on their websites at real time? This is the time to note. It is all through application programming interfaces, or commonly known as APIs. So APIs are created by companies and organizations to provide restricted access to data. It is very common to get data from these APIs for data analysis. For example, you can get financial data, that is stock price, etc., social media data, examples are Facebook, Twitter, etc., providing APIs, weather data, data about healthcare, music, food and drinks, and almost from every other domain. Now, apart from being rich sources of data, there are other reasons to use these APIs. So now when the data is being updated in real time, if you want to download CSV file, let's say, you'll have to download data manually in that case and update all your analysis multiple times. So through APIs, you can automate these process of getting real-time data. Though we can also scrape websites, but API can directly provide us data in structured format and which is of better quality also. And there are times where we cannot scrape all the websites easily, and that's often illegal. For example, Facebook's data or financial data, etc. So APIs in that case are the only way to get this data, which are restricted. Now there is this beautifully publicly available GitHub link which has useful APIs for almost all genre and categories. So let me go here and show you. So you guys can look into it. I will provide its link in the description so that you can use it after our session and come up with good use cases to implement some of these. So you will see here it will have almost all genres and categories. Along with that, it will also have some books and some places of GitHub repository links describing the use case and how to use it. Now the example we are choosing for demonstrating the external API access is YouTube Data API. So Google Cloud provides many APIs, one of which is YouTube Data API. So we can use it to access public information such as getting the channel details, statistics and many more. So there are various instructions here given which states how to use this API. So we'll be going through one by one. I have given all the links here. So I will be giving these links in the description also for you guys. So to use this API, we need to go to the link given here, which is Google Developers link, which is also you can find it here. So once I open this, it will land me to a page of console.cloud.google.com where it is prompting me to create a project. So I will simply create a project here and name it my YouTube data. So it will take a while to create. So you guys can see that it has created this project with a project ID and project number and all the other required details. Now the next thing we are going to do is attach a service to it. So for that we will go to the left panel and select API and services and then do dashboard. Okay. So now it will give us enable APIs and services option at the top. We'll just click it and then we will simply search for YouTube here. Okay. So the service we are going to use is YouTube Data API v3. So just click it and we have to enable this. So once you have enabled this service onto this project, you need to create the credentials for it. So just click on create credentials. Now credentials are nothing but an API key for this service which you are going to hit from your Python script. Now it is asking for which API are we using. So we need to click this drop down and or just write here YouTube, and it will prompt us on various options. So we need to choose YouTube Data API v3. And right now we are accessing public data. So we need to choose this. We can also choose user data, but that is restricted access, and the user for which you want to fetch the data for needs to give you permission for this. So that's why we are not choosing this. So I'm just choosing public data which is readily available. So I'll just click next. Now it has created your API key. Now we need to copy this API key and go to our notebook and just copy here with a variable name API key. Okay. Now we have already created the project and also attached the service which is YouTube Data API and generated the API key for that. Now we need to perform the third step, which is connect to the URL by appending the address and API key and get a response from that API. So for that, there is one link of GitHub that can guide us. So I'm just clicking this link. I'll give this link in the description also. So when I go to this site of GitHub, we need to just scroll down a little to the section where we have to install the library for it. So I'll just copy this and then open Anaconda prompt, and here we will write pip install Google API Python client. So when we hit enter, it will install all the required libraries here. Then we can close it, and just to see how to use those, we need to just scroll a little bit up at the starting of the documentation and hit docs folder here. So this is the link which will give you the detailed usage of this API. Okay, so we'll scroll a little bit down and click on getting started. So when you scroll down a little bit here itself, you will see the import of this library. So I'll just read this for better understanding how to use it. So it says whether you are using simple or authorized API access, you use the build function to create service object. It takes an API name and API version as arguments. You can see the list of all the API versions on the support API page. When build is called, a service object will attempt to be constructed with the method specific to the given API. Now we will also be using the same code. So I'll just copy this import into our Jupyter notebook and also this build function. Okay. So just to check whether we are calling it right, I'll just go here in this build link and click it to check its official documentation. So here it is saying that the build function uses the service name with the version along with the developer key. So we haven't given the developer key yet. So what we need to do is we need to go here and add developer key here and give the API key. Okay, now we want to call the functions which can give us the various statistics or various details or contents of YouTube. So for that, I'll go here again and check the supported APIs for this API version. So it will open this page and we need to just search for YouTube here. So guys, remember that we are using V3 version here. Okay, so we just need to go and click on V3, and it will go on this site and tell us all of the instance methods which are supported with V3, and the one which we are using is channels here. Okay, which will return the channel resources. So we'll keep this open and just hit Control and left click so that it will open into new tab, and here we will see which function to use. So for now we will be using the list function. So just check the usage and what all parameters it accepts. So list will accept various other parameters which we are not concerned for now. So the main thing we are concerned about is the part for username and ID. So this is a choice we can have. Either we can give the username for the channel, or we can use the ID for the channel. Okay, so we will be using ID in our case. Now to get the part value, we need to access some other site. So I'll just go to official documentation of YouTube API. Okay, so let me go to this site, and once you go to this site, just click on reference, and then we are looking for channels because we are using channels, and then we are using list. Okay, so just go to list. So when we scroll a little bit down to the section where list is there, you can see it is giving several options to give us values for part. We can use any one. For now we will be using statistics. Okay, so let's write our code now. So I'll go to my Jupyter notebook and I'll do a service dot channels because we are getting channels data, and do list method here. Okay, so we will use part as statistics. Okay, and then we will pass ID also. So for now I will leave the ID as it is, and we will see the channel ID later. So I will name this as request. Okay, and then I will do response equals to request dot execute, and then we will print this response. Okay, sorry guys, this will be YouTube. Okay, so when we execute it, you will see that it has not fetched any data as of now, so you will not see any statistics, but as and when we'll give our channel ID, the statistics will automatically come. So now let's see how to fetch the channel ID. So for that I will go to my channel. So let me open YouTube and then go to my channel. So here you will see all the content published by me. So the recent one being the pandas playlist, so you can go through that, and on the top you can see all the statistics which is coming. Okay, for example, my subscribers and how much watch time is there, how much total views are there, and etc. Okay, how many videos are there, and at the top of the screen you can see the URL. So at the end of the URL you will be seeing this ID. Okay, so this is nothing but channel ID. So I just copy this and go here and copy it here just to see if I get the data. Exactly, so I get the data now. So you can see the statistics here. So I'll just tally one or two statistics. So subscriber count are 92, let's say. So here if I go and check, subscribers are 92 and total videos are 13. Okay, so video count is 13 here, and videos you can see here 13. So likewise you can see it for any channels. Okay, so let me find some of the channels. Let's say for cars I find some channel. Okay, go here and just pause this video, open this channel. Okay, here I'll just copy this channel ID again and go to here, just copy this. So you will see all the statistics for the channel I have copied the channel ID for. Now that was all about reading data from external APIs. So you can always go through the other APIs which Google Cloud provides. Okay, so I will be giving the links in the description that are useful for you guys. Now let's move on to reading PDF files in Python. So reading PDF files is not straightforward as reading text or delimited files, since PDF often contain images, tables, etc. Okay, so PDFs are mainly designed to be human readable, and thus we'll need special libraries to read them in Python or any other programming language. Okay, luckily there are some really good libraries in Python. We will use PyPDF2 to read PDFs in Python, since it is easy to use and works with most types of PDFs. So note that Python will only be able to read text from the PDF, not images or tables, though it is kind of possible using the other libraries which are specialized in that. So we can install PyPDF2 by simply using pip install. So let's do that. Okay, so I'll just copy this, go to Anaconda prompt again and do pip install PyPDF2. Okay, so it has installed this. I'll just close this window. So for our illustration, I have this PDF file which is animalfarm.pdf. Okay, in my current directory from where I am running my Python notebook. So it does not have any images for now. So I'll be just reading the text. So let us start. So first I will do import PyPDF2. Okay, and then I will create the object. So PDF object equals to open, and then I'll provide the file name, that is animal underscore farm.pdf, and we are reading that in bytes, so I'll give RB. Okay, this signifies this is a byte format it is reading in. So then I will create PDF reader object. Okay, and then we'll specify there PyPDF2 dot PDF file reader. Okay, and give the PDF object inside this object. Okay, now let's say that we want to check the number of pages, so we'll just use this and say dot num pages. Okay, I'll just print this because we want to print a number of things. Now let's say that I want to get the text of certain page. Okay, I have that page number and I want to get the text of a certain page number. So I'll just say PDF reader dot get page and I will provide the number here. Okay, let me print this. Okay, so here I will give a separator in order to know what is the output for which statement. Okay, so guys, this will return the object. If we want to get the text out of it, we will simply say PDF reader dot get page dot extract text. Okay, let me separate this also. So when I print this, you will see that it has 55 number of pages, so you can tally it here. Okay, it will include the index page, it is 55, then it is printing the page object here, get page object, and then it is extracting the text out of the page number 5 and printing it here. So this brings us to end of today's session. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts solving these problems or have any questions related to topics taught. In the next section, we will be seeing how do we handle missing data in CSV using pandas. Please subscribe to my channel if you are an enthusiast on data science. Remember, this is the one-stop channel you can rely for anything related to data science. Please stay safe at your home and keep yourself engaged. Thank you and take care.